This is a review of the Sig Sauer SP2022. This is a 9mm version. Got this gun about a year ago, and I use this as my daily carry. This is a 9mm version, and it comes with a 15-round magazine. Holds 15, one in the chamber, gives you 16. I've also got a magazine here that's they call it, I guess, a +2. This is shaped a little bit differently in the bottom, and it allows a little more room with the geometry for the spring to accept 17, even though it's marked 15. You can actually put 17 in here, so you can have an 18 option. And just to show you, it does fit. And it's a little bit of a different shape at the bottom, but not a big deal if you don't prefer it. And versus the original. So you have two options there. This is, I guess, one of their first polymer frame guns, similar to the Glock, and it's substantially cheaper as a result. So this, I think, I got for about $370, and includes the magazine, the case, 2 extra grips. I put a larger grip on it because I have larger hands. So I want to talk about a few features that I like about it, and this right here is a Clipdraw is installed. It's a holster alternative, I'll call that, but I'll put a link there about, and I did a video about this. I use this as my daily carry, so I carry this inside the waistband, and this clips underneath my belt but over my waistband. And for me, I feel very safe and secure with it. I've even run with this on trails, but I have the belt usually tightened fairly snugly, and it doesn't allow it to really cant much, and I've never had a problem with it coming out. So I feel safe with this application, and I do carry this gun running and almost all the time. So it's a great daily carry option. It's I guess officially a mid-size. It's not a huge gun like some of the older Berettas, and it's fairly slim, and it's got good capacity of a decent caliber, and that's why I like it. Now the other things I really like about it are the safety items, so I'm going to talk about those, and that was a big selling item for them, for the gun. This is it's got the first round is a double action option. So what happens is, when you rack the first round, okay, the trigger naturally comes back. Now, that I don't like to have, because it only takes 4 pounds to pull this trigger at that point. Okay, so 4 pounds, not a lot, so I don't feel comfortable carrying that. So what I do is you rack it, and there are several other guns with this feature. It's a decocking lever right here. Okay, so you can decock the hammer. Now you have the first round chambered, so from a readiness point of view, you're ready to go and be defensive. But now you're in a double action mode for the first round, which means it takes now 10 pounds to pull this trigger the first time. Now I know some people will argue, well, I'm going to show you that. So it's a pretty deep pull, 10 pounds. Some people argue, well, I don't want to mess with that and have so much force in my first round. Well, the trade-off is you're going to have a 4-pound force, and now you've got that safety issue as well when you're carrying it. There's no physical switch for a safety on this gun. So if you've got that thing chambered and cocked, and all it takes is 4 pounds, that I don't feel safe with. So because of the decocking level, I can carry it decocked and not have to worry about that. The way I carry it, it has the trigger guard here, but I've got my pants on the outside and my body on the inside, and there's a very tight space. It's not loose or anything. So I can't imagine, and I haven't even scared myself with any kind of scenario where something could get in between that tight space and exert 10 pounds of pressure in this direction accidentally. I don't see it ever happening, and it's never even been close. So for me, I feel very safe with this option. The other thing that's great about this is when you're in decocked mode, okay, people say, well, what happens if you like drop it or bump it up against something, falls out of your pants, and you drop it and you hit this on the ground? Well, it's physically impossible for this to strike and fire the gun, and here's why. Now watch the difference. When I go and pull the trigger, when it actually strikes, I'm going to hold it in. Okay, so this is the position where the hammer actually would strike the firing pin and then go into the bullet. Okay, now watch, it comes out naturally. Okay, so that's in the decocked position. That's a physical impediment to striking the firing pin, and that's another safety mechanism. Now, when you're cocked back like this, all right, trying to do this with steady hand. Okay, this is where it only takes 4 pounds. You know, I could see this more of a safety issue in having, you know, some kind of an accident, and you know, even if it fell out or something and it hits the trigger, 4 pounds, bam, it fires. Okay, but when you carry it decocked, which is basically where it just was, but I'll just show you again. Okay, now it is impossible, if you were to just hit this with a hammer, drop it off a building, it's not going to fire because there's a physical blockage to this getting to the firing pin. The only way it'll fire is if you pull this trigger 10 pounds in a deep pull, and that, I just don't ever see that happening by any kind of accident, at least in the way I'm carrying it. So for me, the safety was a big selling point, the safety items, but at the same time, I feel comfortable that I can get this out of my waistband very quickly with this carry, and I can squeeze 10 pounds, aim and fire. And you know, I recommend looking up and doing drills to do that, you know, taking all the course magazines out in a safe area, and practice those drills with that first 10-pound pull. So, and it's also, I'll show you the breakdown while I'm at it. It's very easy to break down. Most semi-autos are, but this one I feel is particularly easy. There's a pin, breakdown pin on this side right here. Okay, so you just put your finger on this, hold it there, slide back to this first notch, pop out the pin, comes out a little bit. There you go. So now all you gotta do is pull out the spring if you want. That pops right out. I'm not going to do that, but pop it back in. It takes about 5 seconds. Slide it back on. Put this in there. Go back to this first notch. Pop it in. You're ready to go. So there you go. That's it. This one came with night sights, which is great. And I recommend looking into this. It's a great option. Also has a rail, and you can put laser sight or flashlight on there. And it shoots great. It's very accurate shot at the range, very comfortable. I like it a lot, so I recommend it as an option. And for the money and for the brand, Sig Sauers are normally, you know, $800 ish. This one being $370 with some equipment included was fantastic value, I think. So recommend it. Do some research and see what you think. Hope that helps. And subscribe if you want. I've got some other stuff coming probably. And I appreciate it. Bye.